The 66th book that I read in 2024, or at least listened to, was the great course America After the Cold War, the First 30 Years. Great course. It was very short, only about 7 hours long. Some of the great courses can go up to 40, even 50 hours. This one was just a short one. But it took me through the end of the Cold War. It took used the presidents as sort of the chronological timeline that it followed. So it started with President Clinton in 1982 or 1992, and then 1996, and then President Bush in 2000, 2004, and then Obama in 8 and 12, and that's pretty much where it cut off. Um, really interesting. Even though I've lived through all of those years and I was a senior in high school when the wall fell. And I have a pretty good memory of all of these events, and I voted in all of those elections. Still taught me a lot and reminded me of a lot that I had forgotten. And I also like that while it wasn't apolitical, it was, I think, fair, and it was very balanced. So they had plenty of good things to say about President Clinton, but they also obviously brought up Monica Lewinsky and his other habits that sort of have tarnished his presidency. It admittedly did not have very many good things to say about President Bush. Um, there was a real focus on the war in Iraq, which I think we now know was unnecessary. There was a focus on the war in Afghanistan, which we now know was something we just couldn't get out of. And then there was also a focus on the intelligence that was ignored that might have saved the Twin Towers on 9/11. So not a lot of good about President Bush. Also, Hurricane Katrina was covered as well. And then it got to Obama, where you would think that there would be just praise, and there frankly just wasn't. There was some praise, but he got the same treatment that President Bush got. I would say of the three presidents, Bill Clinton came out the most unscathed, and then after that, Bush was definitely the most hit, and then Obama was probably equally. They said equal amount of good things as they did bad things. But there are other chapters in the book as well where it covers like the .com boom, and it covers Ross Perot, and it covers just a lot of the things that were happening in America during that time. And it was very interesting to hear about a lot of the things that we've forgotten, the origins of the internet and Netscape Navigator and things like that I think were so important at the time and have just gone by the wayside because they were replaced by better technology. But of course the foundation is there. So I highly recommend this great course, as I highly recommend most great courses. It was fascinating. It was well lectured. It was very interesting, and he wraps a lot of the more esoteric lectures in a narrative that makes it easy to follow. So really good job.